Often when we talk about protecting our homes from spirits, we think of the usual defenses. There's salt, there's iron, there's eggshells, there's onion skins, there's reddening of the doorstep. There is a wide variety of options available for the defensive witch or spiritualist. Now, many of these defenses are noticeable, and in some cases, like circling salt, they can actually be damaging to the environment. For instance, salt changes the pH balance of the ground, and that can affect the plant life and make it so that things can't grow. Fortunately, there are so many more subtle ways to go about with things, especially if you're in the American South and you want to hide your craft and hide your protection magic in plain sight. Haint Blue is a fairly common paint color in the South, so much so that the color has gone through bouts of popularity in various different magazines and, all those people who really care about what colors their neighbors paint their shutters. Now, haint is, as you've probably guessed, haunt. The color was specifically believed to confuse spirits and prevent them from being able to enter into your home. Some say that the blue fooled the haunts into thinking that it was sky, and so disorienting them. Others say that the blue made them think that it was water, which the haint couldn't cross. Either way, I think these spirits need some glasses. Frequently, when used on a building, the blue color is painted onto the ceiling of the porch or onto the window shutters. Now, occasionally you will also see a blue door, in contrast to a red door, which is a traditional sign of welcome in America. The blue door was a sign of prosperity, but also of protection. Blue was an incredibly rare color once upon a time, with indigo being an incredibly valuable crop. And it is likely that our knowledge of the traditional protective powers of this color come from the enslaved people who tended the indigo crop in that region. Blue is also a color seen in a lot of defensive witch bottles, and I will do a video on those, I promise. As the blue color was said to aid in the confusion of spirits, it was also believed that it would help to capture them. And you'll still see blue glass and blue bottles being used in a lot of decor, although most people don't know their original significance. When I first arrived at this beautiful 1870 Victorian home, I was very pleased to see that there was blue glass hung in one of the windows. You will also sometimes notice that it is the color blue frequently seen in art being worn by the Christian Virgin Mary. And I used to wonder about that a lot when I was little. Now, it was a shade that for many years was impossible to get on fabric, but it could be made into paint. So what these artists were doing was they were showing a religious figure wearing an impossible, for the time period, color. And that lent the artwork some additional impact that is lost on the modern viewer who has access to synthetic dyes. Do you know of any other subtle protection spells that people don't usually talk about? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll do a video on them. Until next time, thank you very much for joining me.